Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and today I'm just going to rant a bit about why I like Combat Rogue over other specs in 12 minutes or less. That's basically like a TB, Total Biscuit kind of like line. Some of you might recognize it. Some of you. Watched TB's cancer video the other day. And holy crap, I've been watching TB for a while. But today's video is not about Total Biscuit. He's a great man. He's a great inspiration for a lot of people. But in today's video, we're going to talk about me. And what we're going to be honestly talking about is just how much I like Combat Rogue over other Rogue specs. Basically it. Why do I enjoy Combat Rogue over other Rogue specs? And I guess the question should be, why don't I enjoy other Rogue specs right now? At least in WoD. I tried Subtlety recently. I've been playing Subtlety on stream on my Horde Rogue and on my Alliance Rogue. And I just don't like it. What I don't like about it, and we're talking about Subtlety in terms of PvP strictly. We're not talking about PvE perspective. Subtlety as a raiding spec is my favorite by far. It is so much fun. The bleed mechanic, the multi-strikes, the big burst. You really feel like a rogue. You don't feel like a warrior. Because a combat rogue might as well feel like a sideline warrior with a cleave. Assassination, just, it feels kind of cool like a rogue, but it feels just so, I don't know, rotational based. Subtlety is a bit more sporadic. You keeping up slice and dice rupture, and all those ruptures and hemos are falling off quicker because you're backstabbing and multi-strike procs. And then you can get some big eviscerates in there once every while with Shadow Dance. I don't know. Subtlety feels like a better rogue spec in terms of just how I feel about it when I PvE. But PvP wise, it doesn't feel the same. I don't share the same feeling at all. Subtlety is basically about tickling your target until you have all the coolies needed. You basically are trying to tickle your target, setting up a slice and dice, rupture, and then you got burst with Vanish or Shadow Dance. And don't get me wrong, this isn't just me that thinks of this as Subtlety. Also, Naj. Naj, if you guys are not well informed, he is a multi-glad rogue player. Been playing Subtlety all of WoD ever since WoD started. And he's been getting high rated with Subtlety since the beginning of WoD. It's his favorite spec, and even he talks about Subtlety is basically you are tickling your target until you're setting up slice and dice and rupture. Subtlety is terrible, just terrible sustain damage. I don't even know a single WoW class that has just as bad sustain damage as Subtlety. Maybe a Destro Warlock that keeps getting trained by melee, because he can't even cast except for once in a while Chaos Bolt. Maybe that's the only other class that has the same kind of like playstyle. You just tickle your target until you have burst, and when you have burst, you go ham. Subtlety is a fun style and it's cool. I just don't like the whole I have to wait 30 seconds for Shadow Dance or Vanish. And that's really what draws me away from it, is because while it is a class about control, because of its like, you know, you got burst every 30 seconds, I feel like I'm lacking control. I also feel like it's probably one of the worst specs to play if you're non-human. I feel like it's terrible for, let's say, anybody playing Horde, or just, I guess, anybody playing non-human. Technically, you can play as a Night Elf, Dwarf, Blood Elf, Orc, whatever, but you're so much better off playing human. So much better off. You have such advantage over the rest. Because of the double trinket, your burst is just insane. Every time you line up with a mage, it's amazing. So RMG with Subtlety turns out to be a really good spec, a really good comp to play altogether. But Subtlety isn't really for me. The setups, the lineups, I'm not a big fan of it. Then the question is, Assassination. Why don't I enjoy that as much as combat? And Assassination is basically a mix of Subtlety and combat together. It has sustain, but it also has on-demand burst. It has a simple playstyle, fairly simple, and fairly easy to play. The problem with it, though, is basically got 1 minute, one cooldown, Vendetta, every 2 minutes. And that's basically your big burst, every 10 minutes. I mean, not every 10 minutes, every 2 minutes. So every 2 minutes you get Vendetta up, which some classes can completely counter, like mages and hunters and paladins. So you can't Vendetta them, or you're really literally wasting a Vendetta. They block the bubble, they deter. Which is okay, I guess. I mean, if you force cooldowns, that's one. But I don't know. I just don't feel it. I don't like its energy management and regeneration. You would think that as a combat rogue player, I would like the 55 energy for 2 combo points rather than 50 energy for 1 combo point. But no, I'm not digging it. Not really into it. I love Assassination as a BG spec. It is my most fun spec to play for BGs besides combat. It is a lot of fun. It is a lot of burst. It is a lot of stupid numbers and stupid damage. It is literally the dumbest damage I've ever seen, but that's what makes it so great. Subtlety is my best option other than combat for arenas, just because of how much control you have. So theoretically, you can have a lot more opportunities to score kills and line up kills with just about every class you play, especially as a double DPS. I feel like Subtlety is a better option for it. But combat, man, combat has been my baby since Pandaria. I've been playing this spec when it was completely garbage. When you dealt 0 damage, except when you had your cooldowns up. When you had Adrenaline Rush, Shadow Blades, Deep Insight, and Killing Spree. That's the only time you dealt damage as combat. You dealt 0 damage outside of that. You were basically tickling everybody until your damage was up. You basically were... The way Combat Rogues played back in Pandaria is basically how you play Subtlety now. You tickle your target until you have damage. And with combat being a ramp-up spec, nobody wanted to play with it. Nobody wanted to mess with it. But having 8 seconds worth of stun with a Revealing Strike was so cool. I just thought it was the coolest concept. I thought the whole point of Insight, building Insight, was just a really cool mechanic. I liked spamming Sinister Strikes, even though there was so many Sinister Strikes. I liked spamming every single one of them. I honestly did enjoy it till the very end of WoD. I mean MOP. I really did. And Killing Spree was a cool ability too. That's one of the abilities that drew me into playing combat. One of the reasons, because with Killing Spree, you actually had to make sure the target was by themselves at first. When the first Killing Spree was kind of like, you know, put out there and mop. Because it would hit everybody around you. And then they changed it to a single target spell, which just made it much easier to play, which thank God Blizzard did that. And I enjoyed the spec since MOP. And those exactly were the reasons, because that was a unique playstyle. It's a cool, unique playstyle. And I didn't want to prove it to anybody. I didn't want to prove anybody else that I can play the spec well. I wanted to prove myself that I can do something cool with the spec. That's what I really wanted. That is what I truly wanted. To prove myself that I can do something really cool with the spec. To maybe be able to get a high enough rating that I am proud of, that I'm happy with the spec of Combat Rogue. I really just enjoyed it to my very core, and I really wanted to make it happen. I really wanted to make it work. And that was probably one of the best ideas I've ever had, because I had probably the best time playing Pandaria. Playing one of the most underperforming specs in the game, one of the most horrible specs in the game that could ever be come up with back in Pandaria, and I had a complete blast through the whole ride. It was a grueling ride, but I enjoyed the living hell out of it. And that will never go away. That's what Pandaria for me is one of the better expansions. Because in my personal experience, I've had the most fun playing the worst spec in the game. It was great though. And that's why I enjoy combat. I like its playstyle. I like the fact that I can sit there and spam Sinstrike while thinking about PvP, while thinking about my next action, my next ability. Subtlety, I guess, I mean, with time, I could probably, like, if I really were to play Subtlety for a, you know, extended period of time, I could probably, you know, get used to the whole lineup, right? Setting up Shadow Dance, setting up Vanish, because I just get such a muscle memory with it. I get so used to it. I could probably get it to the point where it's just muscle memory, where I never have to think about it again, right? I just do it. I just sit down and do it. But right now, it is not in any case like that. It is nowhere near close to that. With Combat Rogue, it is though. With Combat Rogue, I can think about my next action, what I want to do, what I want to accomplish, how much energy I want to get, and I'm comfortable with everything from mastery procs to energy regeneration to my burst to building up burst. I'm completely comfortable with all of it playing Combat Rogue, and I really don't know. It's really difficult for me to explain, but you can just hear just how much passion there is in my voice when I talk about combat, how fondly I talk about it, and just. I hope I can portray the idea that, yes, this is my favorite spec, if it wasn't obvious enough. This is hands down my favorite spec in the game. Subtlety is great, Assassination is great, but I don't enjoy them nearly as much. And it's great if you do. It's awesome if you enjoy the specs that much as I enjoy combat. But, I don't know. For some people, it's usually one way or the highway. Either everybody has to enjoy Subtlety, or go fuck yourself, it seems like. But hey, maybe that's just the internet and that's just the beauty of it. And I'm not seeing the beauty through all the smut. Maybe one day I will. But one thing I do know, beauty or smut, I do know that I enjoy Combat Rogue. And hopefully I'll keep enjoying Outlaw once I'm able to get my hands on Legion. Be it alpha, beta, or maybe release. I just want to know that I can still enjoy doing what I do, loving what I do. And playing Combat Rogue was one of the reasons why I even started making videos. It's because I enjoyed the spec that was terrible, and it was just just thinking about it. It was so bad in Pandaria. Like it's well balanced now. Like it's not OP right now. It was OP like season 1, season 2 they balanced it out. Season 3 it's like it's good. It's not OP though. I think that's what people think it is. But yeah, it's yeah. Just looking back, it's been a really cool ride, a cool journey playing combat, and I guess that's what I'm happy about as I'm making this video. On the other note, if you got to the end of this video, thank you for watching. On the other note, I've been getting basically shitty vibe streaming recently. I don't know what it is. I've been trying to be a nicer person because I know I can sometimes trash talk and do whatever, do the things that I do as a Dalaran the Rogue. I've been trying to be nice, trying to be more patient with people, and I've just been getting frustrated instead of it all. I was thinking that I'd be feels good man kind of guy. Everything will be peachy, hunky dory kind of deal. But in the end, I'm just like, I don't know, man. I've been in a shitty funk, let's say, for as long as I remember now. Even though it's the terrible way to put it, but I've been pretty much feeling kind of shitty lately, especially while streaming. Like I look forward to streams, but then once I get in there, I'm just like, I lose it. I don't feel it anymore. I don't want to do nothing. I try to trudge through it, and I don't know what it is. I really don't know. So I don't know. I'm gonna try going. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Because people are gonna think I'm a douche. But you guys will see on the stream if you follow the stream regularly. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it if you watched it to the end. Because wow, it's a long video and you're just literally listening to me talk a bit about myself and my time playing combat, and a bit about myself being like funk of sorts. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you're having a great day and night wherever you're at. Hopefully you guys, I really do hope you guys are having a great one. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Simple as that.